Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make a couple of little bookmarks. These are the little guys. They're only a few inches long, 3, and we're going to use beads from our SoftFlex company's Design Challenge Kit Double Rainbow for these two little beauties. So let's turn down and get to work on them. So I've got two little piles of beads, one for each of our bookmarks, and we've got our SoftFlex wire, which came in our kit, and our crimp tubes. So what we need to do first is, well, we're going to decide which one we're going to do first. So let's put these aside for right now. We're going to work on this one. So I'm going to cut a length of wire, not a great big length, about 2 inches longer than the bookmark blank. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to crimp our little remaining rainbow onto the bottom. Now this little rainbow is gold, so I debated doing this because, well, gold and everything else is silver. And instead, there's a second one of these little like bubbles. Maybe we'll switch and do these little bubbles on both. So maybe so. Yeah, I think so. So I'll get some crimps out. We only need 4, 2 for each. 2 for you and 2 for you. And since we've decided to go ahead and do the little bubble on the bottom instead of the rainbow, what I'm going to do is grab one of our crimps, grab our little bubble piece. We're going to go into it and come up and around. This is going to act like a charm, but it's not really going to be a charm. Obviously, it's a bead, but it's going to behave like a charm. Get my wire straight here. Come here, you. Go down there the way I want you to. There we go. And now we're going to crimp this little guy right here. So there we go. Now we've got that little bubble on the bottom. The next step is to put our beads on, and I have decided that we're going to go with this little orange one. Come on, baby, go on there. And he should be able to go over this wire. It's a crystal, and they're usually got a pretty good sized hole. So there we go, down with that. And then we have a washer spacer and one of the red. Now we're going to put this crystal spacer here, and then one of our little rainbow beads here. Next, we're going to put one of these little bead caps, come on you, over the top of that rainbow piece there. Go to this blue bead, and then we're going to repeat the pattern going up. So this little bead cap, a rainbow bead, crystal spacer, red bead, washer spacer, and little crystal. And then we're going to compare to see how long it is compared to our blank here. Now I like them to be about the same length. Maybe they could go a little shorter, a little longer, but I like them about the same length. And this one's looking good as far as length is concerned. So we're going to take our other crimp here, and we're going to go through. Now I could crimp it directly to this. I usually use a jump ring, but we could crimp it directly to our bookmark, and maybe we'll do that today since this is one of our small want it down that far. This is good right here. Since we're using one of our small bookmarks, I think we're just gonna go straight to the bookmark itself rather than using a jump ring. So we'll go and we'll push this down right here, and then we're gonna get into our crimp tube. Crimp. And that crimp turn was a little ugly. I had it too far towards the bottom of the pliers, so I need to see if I can straighten that some. So by just going in and pushing it down some so that we are more where I want it to be. Okay, that crimp is holding good, but it's not looking very good yet. So there we go, our number one. Now we need to cut our extra wire off here. And our first little bookmark is finished. Isn't it cute? So now I'm going to put this one back. I'm going to get another bubble for this one, and we'll be right back. So here we are. Like I said, this is finished of this one. I got a new little bubble for the bottom of this one. And so we'll get our wire cut for this one. We're, again, going to use our purple that was in the kit. We're again going to take and measure it to our stick and add just a little bit. And then cut it off. So again, here, about 1 inch extra, so right about there. And then we're going to crimp this little bubble on the end of this one. Oops, not both, just one. Just the same way, go through our little bubble, or a raindrop, whichever you prefer to call it, or think of it. And then we're going to just pull this baby up. And crimp this onto here. So there's our bubble on. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put on this little crystal bicone. Then the washer spacer. The orange. Then one of these little bead caps, our little rainbow bead here. Then we're going to put one of these marguerite beads on here. This bigger bead cap, this big blue, this pale blue one. The bigger bead cap. Oops. The marguerite. Then we're just going to do the little guy, the rainbow, the little guy. Then our orange, our washer spacer, and our bicone. Now let's see if this is about the same length. Now this one's a little bit longer, but it's not atrociously longer. See how much long, well, it's about the same size actually, so that's good. So then we're just going to do the same thing and just crimp it right to our little bookmark here. So through the loop, and then we'll go down here, go through our crimp tube, and then work through the bicone and then through some of these other beads here. Come on, go through the orange. Okay. Now we'll grab it and pull her up. Now, because it's already up there a ways, it's not going to want to pull up as much, so you have to sometimes work it down like I'm doing right here. Okay, now that I've got that up there, I'm going to push my crimp tube up just a little bit so it's not sitting right on the bicone. And I'm going to get my pliers in and put that crimp bead tube right in the middle of that divot and squish. Then we'll turn it and squish again. And you want to squish, the advice I've heard is to do it, squish 4 times, like in the stations of the clock, 12, 3, 6, and 9. I just go around until it stops squishing down, and then it looks like a little circle. But in general, that's what they say to do. So there is our second little bookmark. 2 little bookmarks. Aren't they cute? Now, they're little, so they're not as big as the bigger bookmarks I make. Like, for instance, here, let's see, I think I have one of the bigger ones right here. This one is even not the biggest one. It's the same as these wavy ones of a stick, but it is the bigger stick. So see the difference in size here? So this one I think is probably 4 inches, and I think those are 3. So let's see. This is definitely 3. Oh, and this one is 5. So it's 2 inches longer than these little guys. But these little guys are cute. They're pretty. They work nicely, just as nicely, especially if you're using it like in a paperback book or some such thing as that. But anyway, there we go. 2 little bookmarks, the tiny 3-inch ones, using our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit Double Rainbow. So aren't those pretty little bookmarks? This one, like I say, is, well, they're both the same, more or less. Both from Double Rainbow, SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit. The beads. I think all of these beads probably come from the Jesse James bead pack that is always in one. These are little 3-inch bookmarks. I think they're really cute. But there we go. Aren't those cute though? Aren't those special? I think they're pretty, and I think they're great for anybody who wants to have just a little simple bookmark. So this has been Rose from Rose's Garden, and we have been working on these little bookmarks using beads from the SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit Double Rainbow. There they are. Aren't they cute? Now, same beads, beads from the same kit, some of the same beads even, like our little drop at the bottom, and our 2 little rainbow beads, but oh so different of a look just because I changed some of the beads up. I also have the little orange ones in both ones. So there we go. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.